to order at 7:44 PM and state that no motions or actions were taken in executive session.
So moved.
Second. Motion by Len, second by Stefan. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Chair votes aye. Motion passes 7-0. Okay, next item on the agenda is item number 10. Discussion take possible action regarding administrators union contract. At this point, I will entertain a motion that the Board of Selectmen approve the tentative agreements and corresponding memorandum of agreement between the Town of Seymour and the United Public Service Union Employees, Local 424, Unit 85, Seymour Supervisors, which runs from July 1st, 2018 through June 30th, 2023.
So moved.
Motion by Len, second by Al. Any discussion? Okay, hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstained, chair votes aye, motion passes 7-0. Thank you very much, everyone. Item number 12, discussion take possible action regarding opioid retainer. Mr. Paterla.
Yes, folks, I think it would be incumbent upon the town of Seymour to authorize the town to join the city of Waterbury, the city of Bridgeport, and many other communities in a lawsuit against the opioid industry, and to authorize the first selectman to enter into an engagement document retaining the firms of Grubner, Arkley, and Hellman, and the firm of Simmons, Hanley, and Conroy.
Okay, would someone like to make that
So
motion?
moved.
Motion by Karen, second by Anne Marie. Is there any discussion? No discussion? Okay, hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstained? Chair votes aye, motion passes 7-0. So Rich, if you can just get with Rory and we'll get any, whatever letter.
I'll send you the document.
Okay? And I'll reach out to Mayor O'Leary and let him know. Okay. Thank you very much, Rich. Good work on that. Okay, item number 13, appointments. We have the appointment list in front. We'll give everybody an opportunity just to review that quickly.
Is that correct?
No. Just one, there's one typo on the list. So Rory, if you can make the change, Bruce Baker is a Republican as opposed to a Democrat. No. So we can just make that slight correction, everyone. Okay, with that, I'll entertain a motion to accept the appointments for March 20th, 2018 as presented.
So moved.
Motion by Len, second by Anne Marie. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstained, chair votes aye, motion passes 7-0.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
When we make these appointments, do we know what the attendance record is of the people who are appointed to these committees?
Only if it's told to us by the board or commission committee chairs.
Okay.
We don't really scan the meeting minutes. I mean, we'll reach out to the people to make sure they want to stay on, but
I understand, but it just seems to me that if we're making appointments and people are not showing up for the meetings, that perhaps it should be reconsidered.
it could be. So if you see someone on the list, let me know in advance or let Roy know in advance. If you know of someone where that's the case,
Okay,
absolutely.
okay.
And then we can have that conversation.
Can we fact check that?
Or we
first,
can,
right?
or we can take that
the
person
chair.
off for the vote and look into it if you'd like to do that.
Okay,
That's not a problem at all.
okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
So. Okay. All right, so item number 14, tax refunds and abatements. Okay, so you have the tax collector's report. At this point, I'll entertain a motion to approve the tax collector's report of March 16, 2018.
So moved.
Motion by Len, second by Anne Marie. Is there any discussion? Okay, hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Chair votes aye, motion passes 7-0. Item number 15 is transfers. We have no transfers before us tonight. Item number 16 is correspondence. We have a good amount of correspondence. We have our check register. We have the Jeopardy tax collection letter that the tax collector sends to me. We have a letter from the Housatonic Valley Association just thanking the town for its continued support. We have a letter from our acting town clerk, Leanna McMurray, talking about the Historic Documents Preservation Program. And then we also have some corresponding shelving and things that go along with that. Looks like our new acting town clerk is very thorough. And then we have the letter, or a copy of the letter that was the email that I forwarded to all of you with regards to the Strategic Planning Committee for the Board of Education, which Len and Stefan have volunteered to join, which is great, so I don't have to appoint anyone. Okay. So that closes out our correspondence. And we'll move on to item number 17, public comment. Is there any public comment? Is there any public comments? Hearing no public comment, we'll move on to item number 18, Selectmen's public comments. Mr. Bahuniak.
I am all set tonight, thanks.
Karen?
I just have two things. First of all, on March 29th, next Thursday, between 6:30 and
Bless you.
8:30,
Hmm?
at the Seymour Middle School, there's going to be a seminar on the Freedom of Information Act,
Yes.
conducted by Tom Hennick,
Yes.
who is... Hennick?
Hennick, yep, you said it
Yes.
correctly, yep.
Okay.
Great guy.
And I really think that especially new members of board committees should attend if they are not familiar with FOI. And I plan on going. I think it would be a great learning opportunity,
Absolutely.
His
About-
presentations are great. He does a good
Yeah.
job.
FOI.
Yep.
He's also very responsive. I've worked with him. He's great.
I've heard nothing but just great recommendations about him. And my second concern, and again, and I know I brought this up before, and I'm gonna say it again. Holbrook Road, the number of dead trees on that road that can fall down
Mhm.
and cause an accident, and I'm concerned about liability. I don't know whether, the town would get sued, God forbid, there is an accident.
That'd be a rich question at that point, but,
Al and I can talk about that in the dark comments for public works if you don't mind.
no, you can, they can talk about it now, right, since it was brought up? Go ahead, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Okay.
Chair.
Oh, you could.
All right, kids, when you talk, stop fighting.
So, Public Works has been on top of the trees. They are working their ways down to it, little by little. They have been working on them, they've been working on, talking about this storm not this storm, but the storm prior to.
Right,
They were able to maintain the roads and also take down the trees, and without calling any contractors in, to keep the cost low to the town. And I thought they did a
Doing it all
tremendous job
themselves.
on it. But Holbrook Road, I think Tony said that's what they're gonna be looking at next, but there is some private land over there, so
Yes.
they can't really touch those unless they have their permission to touch those trees. But with this storm coming in now, tonight or tomorrow morning, whenever the heck this stupid storm comes in, it's gonna be the wet, heavy snow, so that's something we have to look at as well with this storm, as well as Saturday's storm and the storm after that.
which is why I'm raising the concern. This is not a comment on Public Works. I think they've done a marvelous job.
Oh, it's not
I-
taking the wrong
No,
way,
it wasn't
I
Karen.
don't think they've taken that way.
Not taking the wrong way at all.
I didn't take it that way
No,
at all.
don't worry about that.
Okay.
No, not at all.
Okay, it's just that, that road is heavily treed. I
Yeah.
mean, and the number, I mean, there are trees there that are heavily damaged now that have not been addressed, you know, that, you know, have fallen down. And my concern, and not that I just concerned about the liability.
When the road is addressed, the road work is currently in third-party review now. Once that's completed, it'll go to the state of Connecticut for final approval. Then we'll go out to bid. Hopefully, the work on that road will begin in the summer. A lot of that will be addressed. At least some of those initial concerns will be addressed, because the road's gonna be widened a little bit, straightened out in spots. So they'll take back some of those trees. So that will certainly help. It's not gonna do us any good this week.
I
so your
know,
points are well
I
taken.
know.
But it's coming, and as Anne Marie and Al explained, it's on Public Works radar, so they're slowly working their way through. You know, the tree trimming has been a lot more aggressive, I would say, in the last 2 years, but unfortunately, they're playing catch-up for years.
I know, and please understand, I think Public Works has done a terrific job
Oh, no, I don't.
this
think they-
winter.
I don't think they take it the wrong way at all.
I really think they've done, you know, from my road, they've done a great job. They really have.
Well, it's just your road, Karen, that's all.
Well, I mean, it's my road.
That's right.
Thank you.
We're gonna make sure it gets done.
That's right.
That's right.
All right.
Thanks.
Thank you, Karen. Len?
Yeah, I want to thank Rich Kearns, the Board of Education,
Oh, that
and
was,
the emergency services of the town for putting on a very good school safety forum a couple weeks ago. I know we canceled our Board of Selectmen meeting specifically so we could be in attendance. And I would say that, you know, I knew we had a pretty good system in place. I didn't know we had that good of a system in place. And my wife, who's a teacher in Ridgefield, which is a much larger town, very well-funded town, you know, when I went through what they had gone through in the forum, you know, she said, oh my gosh, you guys are way ahead of where we are in Ridgefield. And I know that Seymour is doing a great job. We've been doing it since before Sandy Hook, and obviously the timeliness of it, of that forum right now was critical. So I wanted to thank everybody for doing that, and point out to anybody who may be watching at home, if you missed it, I know that you put it up, I think, online, the presentation and whatnot. It really is something that's, we should be proud of and be happy with regard to our employees and the fact that they take this so seriously and are so far ahead of the ball with regard to, or relative to, some of our neighboring communities. So I wanted to thank them publicly and say great job.
Yeah, and that's the stuff that we can actually tell the public.
Yes.
And there's so much
Yeah,
more
you
that we
can't,
can't
yeah.
tell the public that, you know, I think all the credit goes to Rich Kearns and the folks over at the PD for working so well together to keep the kids safe, which is a good thing, so. We'll certainly pass your comments along. Mr. Green. So, Al?
Yeah, just to echo the comments that were made about the trees, at last night's Public Works meeting, the budget has almost been fully expended for the work that they've done on the trees, as well as Anne Marie was saying, all the work that Public Works was able to do, keep it in-house and not pay an outside contractor to do. The front of the middle school's been cleared out, that's been
Night and day, huh?
done for years.
Yes.
Night and
It
day.
looks wonderful.
Night and day.
Tony took that upon himself and his staff to do that, spotted it, did it. They just did the corner here, near the law offices when you come off the exit 21. They
Yep.
cleared some trees out at the behest of the police, and they're very proactive, and they're gonna develop a plan, they're gonna prioritize it, and they're gonna get all those trees cut and trimmed that need to be done in the town. It's just there's a lot of work to do. So they're gonna have to prioritize it like we did with the roads, and they're gonna attack it. And wait a minute, that's another one.
Not on trees.
Right. To echo Len's comments too about the school safety seminar, Rich Kearns and our police department, and all the other public safety workers in our community should be applauded. That was a really impressive presentation. It was a good turnout. My wife was present, who's an administrator in Fairfield, and she said, yes, that guy is such a great asset for our town, and Rich. He's approachable, he's not accusatory, he's not judgmental, he just laid out exactly what we have without breaching any confidences or strategic planning. He's really sharp, and folks need to know that and appreciate him, because that's a wonderful employee to have in our community, along with our police officers that work in collaboration and everybody else with our emergency services. Well attended, good questions by the public, people are obviously paying attention, and it was just an impressive, presentation. It was really well done. So thanks for giving us the opportunity to go to that
I agree.
and to cancel our meeting and move it around, so we can attend that. That was important to be there, especially as a parent with, kids in the school, so.
And just to kind of take it a step further, the Board of Education has made some decisions on how they will handle security going forward, which I'm not going to say out loud, because the more we keep those things quiet, the better. But we are moving toward a 3 SRO model in the school system. Hopefully that will go into effect for the start of the school year in September, which I think will be valuable to our kids.
Great.
So we'll just kind of leave it at that. We saw the effects today of doing it the right way, how many kids that it could save. And I think the $100,000 to put an extra SRO on staff is certainly worth that. Just saving one kid is certainly well worth that, so. Anne Marie? Oh, thank you, Al. Anne Marie?
No,
Just touching on Rich Kern, I mean, he's a blessing to this town, and I agree, especially after what happened today, being an extra SRO in the school system is worth it. Al talked about the trees, and we're almost next on the budgets, and the potholes. I mean, they've been going around filling the potholes as well, and there's a lot of potholes, and, you know,
We'll get something new for that.
we got something,
Yes, and you'll see in the capital plan, when it comes to you, we're going to buy a special machine for $30,000 that allows us to put, millings inside with some type of liquid emulsion that will spit out hot asphalt, so we no longer have to use cold patch.
so we can fill them in correctly the first time.
Correct.
And not have to go back. Now, it won't be taken in a lot of hours. I mean, Tony went over the report with us at the last
yeah,
minute.
it's impressive.
And the hours the guys are working and what they're getting done in this town, it is impressive. I mean, even having a truck down in 2 snowstorms ago, the big snowstorm, we had a truck go down. Thank God nobody got hurt, but we were still able to keep up with the roads
Yep.
and still help our first responders clearing roads. And we lost, the other side of town lost a lot of power. So with transformers and helping them clear the roads with the trees, and they had to come take a big tree out of my driveway that fell down.
Oh, that's nice.
The fire department did not cover for
Oh,
it.
okay, sure. Well, the goal is to buy one in the current budget and one in next year's budget. So
Yeah.
we would have 2 trucks able to go out different sides of the town to address potholes. And oddly enough, it'll probably be budget neutral at the end of the day for the amount of money we spend on cold patch, reapplying and reapplying and reapplying.
And the
So.
key thing to that truck, like Anne Marie was saying, is it uses previously used millings, so we're not paying for any product. You use the waste of other jobs
We are
to basically.
recycling.
We'll
yeah,
stockpile our
recycle.
millings from our
Yeah,
road
so-
jobs.
Yeah, and so that's a no-brainer.
We're being environmentally friendly.
It's a no-brainer.
What's that?
Stop.
Just kidding. Thank you, Anne Marie. Or was there more? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm done.
Don't want to beat the school safety seminar into the ground, but I just want to say I was really impressed with the attendance that was had at that seminar, and it really tells you how parents, other members of the community are very concerned about sending their kids to public school because of the epidemic we have. I don't know if it's quite enough. It's just a tragedy what's happening in our nation. And I am super impressed with what our small town has been able to do with that. It's beyond words, so yeah. Burns really deserves a lot of kudos for that, and the implementation, as well as the police department who he's worked with, and they work well together. My only other comment is the opioid retainer. I'm really glad that we're doing something like this, and like I'd already alluded, the money might not be so important to me, because while I think it's nice, I do not think that any pharmaceutical company has been pushing these meds out, they are, while their intent might not have been to create the epidemic we have throughout the nation, their greed in the name of making a profit has really caused complete tragedy for, I think, every family somewhere, whether it's through eviction, death, or getting involved just in that crisis. So it's great that we are something on board with this. And I really wouldn't have been too upset about being just Waterbury and Seymour, so thank you for bringing that.
Excellent, thank you, Trish.
Kurt, I know I already had my turn, but
Oh,
may I just
Karen.
say,
One bite at the apple, you know the rules.
want another root beer?
I do.
As a former employee and somebody who worked with Rich Kearns, I think that you can't say enough about the way that he cares about our kids. He really, I mean, you know, as a teacher who went through probably, after Columbine, maybe 12 or 15 lockdowns, and I participated in the mock drill that which was very scary.
Didn't you, you were one of the people that got shot, right, in the mock drill?
Fred got killed.
Fred was one.
Fred was killed.
It was one of you,
It
yeah.
was still, it's devastated her for a while.
For a long time.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think the people in this town are so lucky to have the dedicated staff that would stand in front of a class and take the bullet
Oh, yeah.
for the kids.
Yeah, I don't think Rich Kearns would even hesitate. Wouldn't even hesitate.
I'm gonna speak for the high school staff. None of us would have hesitated.
Yeah. It's a good thing.
It's,
Yeah.
it's very scary. It really is. But as a former employee, I'm very proud.
Excellent, good comments, Karen. All right, Rich, anything we've missed? Rory? Leanna? Alex? Anything you want to add? No, I'm only kidding, because I know you'll add something. All right, so with that,
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
motion by Anne Marie, second by Karen. Is there any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Chair votes aye. Motion passes 7-0. Mark the meeting closed at 8:06 PM.